Good afternoon, friends. So, we are here with the very current topic in education system. Worldwidely, we are talking about nowadays for entrepreneurship, and in National Policy on Education 2020 in India, this is also given much importance that how we can go with the entrepreneurship, or how we can develop the students mindset about entrepreneurship. Each and every time we are looking after the jobs after getting some qualification and all, but now we want that students should not only be job seekers but they should also be job provider. They should go for such type of education in which they are not only be prepared for becoming job seeker only, but they should do some type of entrepreneurship activity so that they can contribute in a better way in the economy, and they can also provide some of the occupation to the associate people. So we will study the concept that what is actually entrepreneurship, and particularly what is entrepreneurship education or educational entrepreneurship. The people who are associated with the education profession, as like they are teachers, they are students, they are working in different level of teaching, like schooling is there, higher education is there, technical education is there, how they can be contribute in a better way into the concept of entrepreneurship and how they can be entrepreneur. If this entrepreneur can only be available with the people who are not having any type of jobs, or the people who are in the jobs but still they can go for some of the entrepreneurship endeavors. These things we will discuss in next 10 to 12 minutes. So now let's see the concept, the very basic concept of this entrepreneurship education or educational entrepreneurship. So firstly we are talking about that what is the basic meaning or definition of this particular issue. Educational entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship education, it is considered as a collection of formalized teaching that informs, now this is very much important issue, educates and trains anyone concerned in business establishment. So more or less we are concerned with establishment of some of the business, and now the mode of business is also been changed. There are so many people who are not under the manufacturing units, they are not manufacturing anything, they are not distributing anything, they are not supplying anything, but they are just doing the making the connection between the people, as like Zomato is there. They are not preparing the food, they are not supplying any particular type of things to the business partners, but they are just making a connection between the people, between the consumers and the restaurants or any type of food stalls. So in this way also we can go with some type of entrepreneurship units in which we are not actually basically why I am saying this one, because whenever people are there, they listen the word business, they feel like, now the stereotyping type of thing is there, they feel like that we have to manufacture something, or we have to have a very big supply chain and we have to supply the things to the business to business partners also. But it is not like that. Business establishment means there can be so many type of business units can be established which are on small scale, which are on large scale also, but we will take the help of new technology, new endeavors will be opened in the business, existing business market also. So next one is there, entrepreneurship education may also be defined as the pedagogical process. Now we are particularly coming to the teaching, pedagogical process which supports entrepreneurial activities, behavior and outlook. As like in education we are trying to develop the body, mind and spirit of the people, the cognitive domain, affective domain and psychomotor domain. In this one also we are trying to develop the entrepreneurial activities, behavior and outlook of the person, so that he should think out of the box also for some type of entrepreneurship endeavors. Not only to think about doing the jobs, but think about the establishing some of the business units, or we can say some of the entrepreneurship units also. So number one in this, which are the emerging areas in which the people can work in effective way. Not only the people who are newcomers or who are not having any jobs in their hands, but the people who are already doing the jobs, they can also do these little type of things, entrepreneurship type of units, and they can make money for themselves also. They can open new source of income also, and more oftenly we can also help the people out who are residing in the remote areas. They are not having that much facilities with them. We can help those people also in the ways which I am going to tell you people under entrepreneurship units. So number one is e-business. Now each and everywhere business is going on, but now we have to do the e-business. E-business is more or less a part of, or we can say it's a kind of e-commerce. Whatever the business we are doing, that business we are doing in physical mode. We are searching for the market, people are coming to our shop, or we are selling something, such type of things are going on. But whenever we are starting some of the e-business means we are now selling and purchasing the things, the objects, the services on e-commerce portals, as like Amazon.com is there, other portal are there, Flipkart is there, so many portals are there which are doing the e-business type of things. So this is one sort of e-business, that consumer are there, supplier are there, and some portals are open which are making connection between those people, those suppliers and the buyers, or we can say the consumers. So these people are coming together on the e-commerce portals, and now they are pursuing with the things in different manner rather than the previous one. So we can start with e-business. E-business in the educational sector can be done. So many things are required for this. Physical infrastructure is also required. We are requiring the internet connections also. We are requiring the people who can develop the things into virtual things, so that the virtual things can be posted over e-commerce portals. So each and everywhere we are in the need of manpower, the skilled people, the infrastructure, the devices. Such type of business can also be run, can be done by the people who are already in the jobs also. So service sector is there, servicing customers, collaborating with business e-partners, conducting e-learning, and processing electronic transactions. So many things can be done under e-business, which can be learned easily and be pursued easily. Then e-business under educational sector. What are the particular type of examples of e-business units or e-business activities which we can do in educational sector? The number one is special courses or discipline. Institutions, infrastructure, teachers, land, advertisement, each and everything will be required if we are starting new courses or special discipline for entrepreneurship. As like in NEP 2020, it is also there that we will start now the vocational education only from the class 6th, and this will be on compulsory basis. So if the people are starting in this way, then we will see that new endeavors, new horizon will be opened for the people. Then new infrastructure will be built up, new institutions will be built up, new teachers will be required, land, advertisement, digital marketing, material, instructors, workshop material, each and everything we will in the requirement. So e-business can also be opened in this way. We can start with new courses on e-business, on digital marketing, on educational entrepreneurship, and many more. Then second one is the advertisement agency. We can go with the advertisement agency because each and everybody nowadays is in the need of advertisement. One or another type of advertisement is needed for the people. So we can go with this particular thing also. Then online courses. There are online courses available. We as a teacher can also develop some of the online course of our own, and we can upload this one on some particular type of portal. As like there are so many firms are there these guys are demanding the people who can develop online courses or who can develop the content for online courses. This can be done. Online study material, e-content can be developed in the form of videos, audios, in the form of text, images, in the form of short videos, reel videos, and these study material can be sold out, or these can be provided on online platforms also. Then educational websites. Websites are there, each and everybody are in the need of websites now. Each and every firm, college, schools, universities, they are having their websites. We can learn how to develop websites. We can go with this also. Then hardware development. It is a little bit technical. The people who are from computer background or some technical background, they can go for this. Otherwise, supply of these hardwares can be done via the e-business people. Then software development, this is also a little bit technical with the CSE people or IT people, but services can be provided out of this. Communication sector is there. Whenever we are there, websites, emails, teleconferencing, virtual sessions, they are in the need of so many type of infrastructure also. So many type of expert people are also needed there. So we can go with the communication sector also. Digitalization, each and everything now going to be digitalized. Digitalization of libraries can be done. We can provide our services to the digitalization of libraries. We can provide them with the equipments and some type of devices can be provided also. Services can also be provided. If full-fledged library is not going to be digitalized by any institution, then some segment of the library can be digitalized. As like we are observing in maximum of the libraries, that the physical library section is the separate issue, and there is a small section which we have developed as a digitalized section. So this can be provided. Educational people are needed there also. E-learning, e-content. I have previously told you that e-content is needed everywhere. Now children are very much interested in e-content rather than the print medium. So we can develop the e-content. E-content can be developed in so many forms. It can be developed in the form of text, the form of videos, images, reel videos, short videos, pictorial presentation, PPTs. So we should develop those things. We can earn something also if we are submitting those in the particular type of portal which are taking the subscription charges from the people who are studying the content. Then freelancers are also there. I think we are very much aware of freelancing. We are selling, we are providing skill set over the internet. We are making the people learn so many things over internet. Then we can make money out of that also. Then online tuition classes are also available. So many platforms are there. Big corporate houses are also there, and now we can also develop our own application also. We can teach online as tuitions. So these are the sort of e-businesses comes under education sector, in which we can do better, in which we can do our best to make little bit of money also, and in this way we can serve more and more people also. After e-business, we are having e-books available with us. E-books are available. We have to now for the first time, Van Dam of Brown University, he has developed this particular notion that there is something like e-book in 1960, and then e-books are popular nowadays. We are having each and every book that has not been actually written in e-form, but it was written in the print form. Now these has also been converted into e-books. So we can go with the e-books also. We can write the books. We can write some of the content into the books. We can be developing the design, cover pages and all for these books. If somebody is there, he can write the books, but he cannot convert into the digitalized content. Then we can, the educated people, they can help those people also in developing those print media or written works into the e-contents. So in this way, e-content, e-books can be developed. We can be in the business of sale purchase. We can be in the business of writing those, designing their cover pages and all. Then circulation, advertisement. These things can also be done with e-books under educational entrepreneurs, which are basically related with e-business only. Then features are there. Very easily we can understand the features. The mobility is there, access forever is there, ability and storage is there. Then we can say that Language accessibility is also there. We can translate the languages over so many softwares. Less cost is there. Once it has been published, it can be circulated forever. Then distribution is very much easy. We don't have to carry the books from one place to another place, but these are available on clouds, on internet and drives. It can be available anywhere. Then quick to download. It is very much easily understood. Then very little computer space is required for storing this. Then these can be printed if necessary. If we need, then we can go for the print also. E-book cannot be damaged, stolen or lost. If these are in my drive, I can go anywhere and I can download that book, or I can access my books anywhere in the world through the help of my password or username and keywords. So these are the e-books. Teachers, students, retired teachers, they can also start their endeavors under e-business for e-book writing, e-book distribution, e-book designing. Such type of things can be done. For the author, also there are so many type of benefits are there. Author are there for getting the things and the cheaper to publish. To publish e-books is less costly rather than printing the books offline. Offline we have to print the books, and one book is taking 500 to 1000 rupees minimum cost is there. And if we have to print 100 copies, then the cost will be near about 50 to 1 lakh rupees. But if we are publishing the book on e-portals or e-book is published, then only the charges for one publication will be there. Only one time publication has to be done. Otherwise, whenever it is sold, each and everybody will pay for the things. And for the people, for the authors, for the publication houses, these are becoming cheaper. Then royalties are high because its circulation is high. E-book can be available anywhere in the world. That person can also be a customer of this book, or that person can also buy this book whom we don't know. From any part of the world he or she can be. So it is giving higher royalties to the authors. Sales and marketing are internet based, which is always be cheaper. International distribution is easier. In the book stalls, in the physical books, international circulation or distribution is very much tough, but in internet based things, e-books, these can be accessible throughout the world without any hindrances. So we can say that these are internationally distributed. One can test and market before investing in expensive printout. We are not actually in the first run we will publish the books. We can publish its abstract, its design only, as like we are observing that before releasing the whole movie, teaser are released, and the teasers are also capable to earn that much of money which has been spent over whole the type of movie. So in this way we can firstly release the abstract or title pages of the books. After getting the response, we can develop the books into e-content, or e-book can be developed later on also. So these are the benefits for the authors. So these are the some of websites on which e-books are available also, and these are publishing e-books also for the people. So if you want to note down these will be easily be accessible, and I will provide the link of these websites in description section also. You people can download from those there also. So these are the platforms on which e-books can be developed, e-book can be published. After that, e-journals are there, electronic journals. So higher education people are very much familiar with the e-journals. Previously it was printed, nowadays it can be printed also, it can be only electronic journal. So there are different names for electronic journals are there: online journals, electronic series, electronic periodicals, digital series, or D-journals. All these are name of e-journals which are available online without printing also. If we want, we can go for the printing also. So types of e-journals are there: online journal, only online version of printed journal is also available, second one. Then online equivalent of printed journals but with additional online facilities. Journals are printed also, and they are available online also, and with the online we are also getting for the video material also. Then subscription based journals, pay per view access, then the open access journals. So these are the types of journals. Each and every type of journal can be opened in the form of e-journals, so that we can circulate the journals, and it can give a long term benefits to us after getting establishment of the journal. If addition by addition the quality is maintained, the well maintained quality journals are there, they are in future becoming they are earning so many things for us, like name, fame. We are entering into the lobby of the educationist people, and side by side some of the money can also be earned out of e-journals. How to open e-journals, how to who can open the e-journals, in some other video I'll let you people know that how to open the e-journals, what is the concept of journals and how these are opened, who can open these, how can make the circulation of these journals. We will talk about later on, but still we can say that this particular type of e-journals can also be developed, so that so many type of things can be done, can be earned, like name, fame, and money also. Lastly, e-counseling. So counseling is a particular type of subject which is very much famous nowadays, and NEP 2020 is also giving stress over counseling. Nowadays we can easily observe that so many institutions are there, they are opening advertisement for the people who are considered as full-time counselor. MA psychology, BSc psychology, whosoever people are there, they have done BA psychology or MA psychology, people are calling them in the school for interviews. So this particular thing can be done in the e-counseling mode also. There are so many platforms which can serve as the platforms for e-counseling. We can register there as a counselor, we can provide our services, or we can individually can do the things of e-counseling. So there are little virtual spaces are there, websites are there, Talkspace, BetterHelp, and 7Cup online therapy. 7Cups online therapy is also available. So in these platforms we can register ourselves as a counselor and we can get the things done. So if we are having the talent to counsel the people, if we are able to handle the counseling in a better way, we can open our e-counseling. Virtual sessions can be provided to the people and we can earn handsome money out of the things. And now listen, give attention to particular thing, that people are more interested into e-counseling rather than the visiting to the counselor physically, because in India there is a stereotyping that if a person is going to the psychiatrist or to the counseling provider person, we are saying that this person is gone crazy, this is gone out of mind, or he is mad, he or she is mad. Such type of things we are associating with the people. So people are escaping to visit the psychiatrists or counseling provider people. So it is easy for those people also that in the secrecy they can meet with the counselor and they don't have to visit anywhere. So this can be an endeavor of in the online counseling. So these are the benefit of e-counseling, which are very much understood, which are very easy to understood. So by this one we have covered these particular type of topics. Thank you, and please like, share and comments. If there are some suggestions are always be welcome. And I am leaving with you people with one repeated message which I always giving my students, that be happy and keep happy. Thank you. Have a nice day.